from both the teams, and especially actually Team LCF has been out in the open quite a lot. So people have seen what compositions they can go for, what heroes they can go for. So we might even see some respect bans coming from the side of Team Mighty Minions.
That is true. And top of that, it is much needed when you are going against a very, very good team. So I hope both the teams give out their best. Now, moving towards the draft, there might be some respect bans, or maybe they are just trying to choke down those meta heroes onto the ban section. Now, I do feel like the Fanny is definitely going to be onto the ban section.
Well, obviously, whenever I go to any rank myself, or even in the tournaments, the most banned heroes out there being Fanny, Bruno, and and personally, I believe banning out Azushin and also a Sicilian is always the best option right there because, of course, these four are the firepowers with the capability of snowballing the entire game, with the capability of being the game changer right there. So these four might be the bans right there, and with that, we do see Alcia panning out, choking down an EXP laner right there with the phobias.
Okay, the Phobia's a very, very good choice given the fact that he is an absolute beast into that EXP laner. And on top of that, it's been a ban onto their side, a classic ban coming up. But the Matilda has been choked down as well. But look at that. Team Mighty Minions, they do have their ban coming up, and they are definitely trying to hold, making sure that Lom Lom Maya is not picking up all those assassins.
True Lomlomai on any of the assassins, he works really well, especially choking down the save for him. And at the same time, a Matilda being taken away, I think a great ban because if there is a Matilda in your team, you can go out for a lot of team compositions. You can go in for a dive in, you can go in for a hitbox. And yes, she works out really well in all of those team compositions.
That is true. That is definitely true. One of the strongest roamers so far, despite being a support, she is still a lot, good of a roamer. But moving ahead into the draft, both the sides, one of the heroes left to ban. We are looking at a Bruno being banned as well. What is Team LCF thinking about to take into the first pick since the Bruno is already banned and they do have the first pick as well? So with that, the Zushin is also going up into the band section. So, okay, the Zushin, I do feel like that is much needed given the fact that, Peter does play these kind of heroes. And with that, we are seeing a Hilda getting picked up. They wanted to prioritize that EXP laner. Now, a Hilda coming onto the play, that means that there will be so many invade potential. And if they top it up with a support tank or maybe onto the actual tank, this is going to get quite hefty for the side of team Mighty Minions, but they do have an option to pick up a Lunox to counter it out onto the mid lane, but not quite so early. They still have a chance to pick up all the annoying heroes in this meta right now. What are Mighty Minions thinking about? Maybe they will be going in for a jungler as well as a EXP laner to counter it. A Gatotkacha could work very well, but the Eve is getting taken away as well as the high loss. Now, the high lows are definitely a versatile pick, so we don't know what they are going ahead for. Maybe onto the EXP lane or maybe onto the roam section. Only time will tell. So as we are slowly proceeding towards that draft, end of the draft, we will get to know. But now, Team LCF, they are on the picking side. They might go in for a mage though, because the mage being open, the Eve, and they'll try to counter the Eve, but Asuya, are you there? Okay, maybe some technical
Yes.
issues. Oh, hello, you're back.
Yeah, all the bands looking really good to me, especially if Bruno being banned out right there. I think it's the best option. But then again, I was just going to say that Loma Mai on a Joy can work wonders. And just look at them right there, just gaining, grabbing up the Joy which they really need for themselves. And with that, Granger
Mhm.
also being a great pick nowadays, especially with the stacks he gets onto himself. The draft looking really, really flexible and really great from the side of Team LCF.
That is true. That is true. But again, the joy was open. I nearly forgot that the joy was open. So, yep, the joy being prioritized right there. Again, the joy, they need something like a Kaja or maybe something onto the suppression to stop that joy for coming in, trying to get a hold onto their mages, especially Eve. When she's going to be on open with the RWM, it is going to get quite a heavy price to pay going down into the hands of Joy, who is just going to run around with the electrifying beat. So, looking at their positions, this is going to be a very, very great deal if they are just out of the position.
I mean, true, like it looks really tanky from the side of Team Mighty Minions, especially because they do have a high loss along with the Tigreal, and the Eve actually provides a lot of hitbox composition, the slow being really there for the health. And with that, if they really want to go for a jungle who needs Snowball, maybe a Hayabusa, and even an Alpha, it might work out pretty well for them.
Oh, oh, that's true. And Alpha could work out very, very well against a Joy, even if Redrin goes for the same. But the damage coming in from the Alpha could be the great key right here to take down the Joy. But again, Fredrin as their front laner, they already have a lot of front laners, so the Alpha could be a very good hero to be going ahead with that. But now, as we go on to the band section, the Sicilian, the Valentina. Now, there's definitely a lot of respect band for Peter. They are just closing down onto the side of Team Mighty Minions. They are just closing down all those mages. But the same goes for the side of Team LCF as well. They are closing down all that. Marksmen, making sure they are not just picking up the late men marksmen just to counter that Granger.
True, but then again, when you have a Granger, you have a lot of range, especially as it stacks up, the damage keeps on multiplying quite a lot. And with that, I think, Eve's a great mage, but then she requires that snowball into the game, because if you're able to do that, then she can dish out a lot of damage, she can provide a lot of zoning away. But then again, LCF do have a Joy, and I don't think so that, Joy will let Eve be, especially when she's using the RWM. She's kind of a stand-alone mage for quite a lot of seconds.
That is true. That is true, Asuya. But as a mage, you need to mind your possessions, making sure that you're not in the harm's way because you're the one trying to get a initiation on right there, or just standing up into the back lines, dealing so much damage. But Team LCF, they go in with the Farsa. Now the Feather Airstrike giving up a lot of AoE damage right there. So they are just fighting out the zoning potential with the zoning potential, which is something new to see. But Gatot Kacha coming onto the play as well. So, and the Gatot Kacha being onto the roam position. So that means they have a leverage to stand directly, go back to the back lane.
True fight range with range, two of the mages with the highest range in the game, and they can actually work out pretty well. But then again, if you see, Parsa's ultimate cooldown is kind of lower as compared to Eve, so she will be dishing out a lot of damage with the ultimate, especially when it's so low on the cooldown. And just look at that, like just I was saying before, if Team Mighty Minions really want to go for some kind of snowball hero, maybe an assassin, then this is the kind of team composition you really need because they are going in for a link. And yes, I think Link will be a great option right there when you really want to catch on to the Farsa. But then again, from the side of Team LCF, they do have a really good early game aggro with the Katotkacha and the Hilda. And I'm sure that Hilda will be going in to invade the enemy jungle. So Team Mighty Minions need to make sure that Link is able to get the buffs he needs.
Oh, you know that. Yeah, that is like a lot of courage to pick a Ling against a Hilda. Now, the Ling does have another leverage to go directly into the back lanes. But, ladies and gentlemen, let me welcome you to the land of dawn. And as we expected, Hilda already there, giving up that vital information that the team needs and trying to poke down the Ling already.
I mean, true, just look at the aggro coming from the side of Team LCF, but then again, they do have a Tigreal to move them away, and Link successfully just getting away with both his buffs right there. And with that, nothing much will be happening in the bot lane too. It's kind of a free EXP lane. They have a lot of movement rotations because they can actually be left on their own, and the support might go in towards the gold lane or even trying to just invade that red. I mean, just look at the aggro coming right there, the slow coming in from the Eve, and with that they're just trying to dish out the time. But the Tempest of Blade coming in, he might be get that first blood onto the Hilda, and Ling going in for the second kill right there. But Farsa just moving away with the passive.
Okay, so far so good. You know, both the teams are just get taken down each other, making sure that they are getting enough blood in their hands and trying to take up that snowball running. Now, the first blood already going into the hands of the mighty minions. This is looking great for them, and also the fact that the Tigreal did get a assist. So this is definitely a very good coming in, and of course, the Ling getting the gold.
I mean, this is what you do not want from the enemy jungler. I mean, Hilda Dubom is doing a great job trying to delay the farmer thing. Just look at him looking so low. He will be kind of dashing away, but the team is there right for the support. And with that, just look at the mid lane. The aggro onto Varsa. She's kind of used, made to force that purify, but then again, the RWN coming in with the Tempest of Blades, and it will be Pookie
Oh.
who will be taken down right there. Just look at the artillery coming from the ultimate from Varsa, but then again, they will be zoned out pretty easily as people just falling left and right.
That is true. That is true. You do see the Farsa waiting it out for the Eve to just be already finished, but she won't be getting a way to back off. That was a very beautiful feathered airstrike coming in, but yet again, Team LCF, they are trying to play it aggressive. They took down the turtle already, the first turtle of the day already going into their hands. But the Granger though.
I mean, things looking really good for them, and it's kind of weird that the side of Team Mighty Minions just refused to dive in without the highlights. But look at the revitalize coming in by Jaboom. Jaboom might be giving away the third kill of the game to Ling. I mean, just look at Ling. He's farming up quite a lot. But then again, the Joy was down, and still Mighty Minions did not decide to go in for the turtle.
Oh, that is true. That is true. Look at them. Look at them. Oh,
Oh, the implosion along with the RWM. Just look at the Tempest of Blades taking away those lives right there. But the crane just damaged right there. Trickrill just forced to flicker away. One kill traded off, but then the rest of the team will be disengaging as the ultimate coming from Hylos kind of a wasted here.
that is true. That is true. But now, Team Mighty Minions does have a lot of potential to get the dive in with that Tigreal, with the high loss as well. So that is the one thing that they are playing around. But the flicker implosion plays, though, this is what I want to see coming in from the Tigreal. But wait a minute, there is some pokings going around. Now, the high loss, who is the EXP laner, he's always there onto the team fight. A very well rotation coming in from the EXP laner. Look at him already scouting the river area.
Okay, the defensive maneuver by the Chloris pathway kind of wasted right there. The turtle is actually quite far away, and the teams will just be looking for poking left and right. I mean, even Beatrix is farming up pretty well right now, and nothing much be happening. But then again, the turtle is right there. Both teams might be looking for the control onto the river area.
That's true. And don't forget, guys, this is the best of three, the quarter finale that you're looking at. And with that, like the stream, subscribe, and get in your friends, because who wouldn't want to miss the action? What is happening into the quarterfinals now? The turtle is up. You're talking about the second turtle of the day, but the feathered ice strike coming onto play.
And it will be Johan securing the turtle right there, but then just look at the rest of the team. They do not want those unnecessary fights. They will just be retreating from the scene. And look at Pine already going in for the first item.
That's true. That's true. Look at them. The Ling. When you have a Ling in your team, when you're trying to deal so much damage and we don't get an opening, the best course of action is to go around the map, trying to make sure that you are clearing up those minions, trying to take those farm in your hands. And as the 5 minutes have already passed out, you will get the EXP as well as the gold. But wait a minute, I do see a lane swap coming in. The Gertrude cards are going ahead, but okay.
Oh, just look at the Tigreal's gameplay right at the RWM coming in. The rest of the team also joining in, and Pine will be securing that kill onto the Eve. Meanwhile, Grayson joining in. He will be taking that kill onto the Hylos. The AOTG also coming in, but then Pine, just look at him taking that double kill. Actually, 3 kills secured in this team fight.
A 0 for 3 trade. The trade looking good, and with that, they managed to get the mid turret as well. One of the important turrets that you're looking at, given the fact that when you open up a mid lane, the turret going down, you open up a lot of map to yourselves. The purple buff with an easy access, the red buff with an easy access. Look at that. Look at that. They don't need to go in, they're just trying to scout it down.
Oh, Ling, I think that was a very bad position right there. You will be taken down, but the feathered airstrike will be taking the last hit right there. And look at the glorious pathway coming in. They are trying to
Oh.
implosion also coming in. The RWM trying to dish out some damage right there, but it will be Jobom who will be taken down once again into the game. But then a roamer or even an EXP laner for a Ling, not a good trade because a Ling really needs the farm.
That is true. That is true. Now, but again, the link does have a decent score to farm up very, very well. Can we have a look at the items right now since we are, moving towards that last turtle of the day? Now, the Tigreal does move ahead with the Athena shield, a very well item, but they need to get a anti-cuirass as well. But only time will tell what they are going ahead with.
Okay, the electrifying beats, giving some electrifying damage right at the AOTG connecting onto 2 people, and it will be fine taking the second kill. Will it be a third kill secure onto the high loss? And yes, third member going down right there. Only 2 people remaining. Jobo might look to poke away our Eve, but then again, it will not be happening. The macro, the micro from the side of Team LCF, once they have snowballed, they are not stopping.
That is true. That is true. Look at them. All there are already few of the turrets falling down. The first tier turrets or from all the lanes into the hands of Team LCF, but now Team Mighty Minions. This is their time to get the link onto the split push. Since Team LCF they like to play around a lot as a team. Look at them. 3 members are already onto the mid lane. The fourth and the fifth are trying to join up from the top lane. Oh.
Okay, the implosion along with the Tempest of Blades. It will be Farsa who will be taken down. Meanwhile, I think it will be a mega kill secure right there. Fire Granger, he is in a really low HP, but he does have that range for the poking. The Hylos might come in, but the Revitalize is right there, giving back the HP Granger wants. I mean, usually PG, the tank is supposed to initiate, but here I see our Ling being quite reckless, trying to just dive in
Yep,
without any
that
sense.
is true. But again, he did manage to take down the Farsa, which is again the kill that they needed, the shutdown from that. Oh, the electrifying beast coming into play.
And the flicker is forced away from the E, but it will be our undead who will be paying up for that overengage right there. I mean, Joy's just stacking up in front of you and you are not even retreating. And with that, the second tier turret from the mid lane will also be taken down. LCF on the upper hand right now, unstoppable. Just look at the zone out coming from the side of the Farsa once again, the feathered airstrike right there. And the minions from the top lane, they will be taken down pretty easily by the Beatrix, but then again, they might be looking for the Lord, which is just spawned onto the map.
An easy level 1 Lord into the hands of Team LCF. There is a chance that Ling could go ahead and take away the Lord as well. But given the fact that the Ling does have his Tempest of Blade to immune all the damage as well as the CC coming in, but they don't decide to go for it. That kind of situation, if the Link tries to go for it, either he's committing to it or either he's dying. They don't want to lose any more blood. They don't want to give up any more gold, so they don't decide to go for it. Oh, but wait a minute, Team LCF. Oh.
Oh, the implosion guys are missing out right there, but then the glorious pathway is right there, set into motion, and the RWM dishing out so much damage. The revitalize hasn't popped up, but then again, it will not be able to save. Just look at our lane going behind the dive lines, trying to take down the Granger, but it will be Hilda taking that last kill as a stun. Connects on to our lane. Not a good way to go down at this point, as the Lord is also marching down from the top lane. And with that,
Mm-hmm.
LCF might be looking to disengage because the lanes are needed to be synced up.
That is true. That is true. But I do feel like Team Mighty Minions do have a very good lane clearance. But okay, the initiation coming up, I want. Oh, wait a minute.
Hylos
Okay, not
did look
much.
to be in a clutch right there, but they will be able to
Uh-huh.
retreat PG and yep.
Yep. I want to see the EXP laner of the team, high loss baiting out that Purify coming in from the Granger as well as the Farsa. And in that way, the Tigreal could get a very perfect implosion that you're looking at. He is always marking down the Farsa as well as the Granger. He is getting them, but the Purify is just stopping them.
Okay, laying in the bot lane, trying to go for the split push, but Gatot Kacha trying to take him down, and it will be people who's following up. But of course, he does have that first skill right there. He will be able to escape pretty easily, unless the rest of the team has something to say. Just look at the damage coming
Oh,
from a Granger. The aim is immaculate. He is trying to dish out some damage with the Tempest of Blade, but he will be taken down kind of a waste because not even the turret was taken down right there. And Team LCF, just look at them with the gold lead.
that is true. Now, if the Link did have an energy, he would have run away, But again, oh, the Federation strike coming onto the play. The Tigreal scouting them
Oh,
out does get an
the
implosion.
UTG. Yeah, but and just look at the revitalizers coming in. They are taking those kills right inside the turret, but then it will be Error who will be taken down for the engage. But then again, you were able to trade off something at least. Then zone them
Mm-hmm.
away, but the implosion is right there.
Oh,
I think Link going in for the kill, but then again, the damage coming from Granger is immense at this point. And finally, they will be looking for some disengages because the links are kind of not synced up.
that is true. That is true. The links are not synced up. They did manage to take down the top inhibitor, but okay, the joy.
Oh god, full stack damage, just one hit is enough to even blow down more than half of the health bar right there. But then again, another turret down to the hands of LCA, but it will be Farsa. Peter going down in the hands of Erling once again. And with this, they have lost the last inhibitor onto their hands, and the Lord marching, just spawned out there. Pretty easy Lord for the side of Team LCF, I think, but then high loss all alone right there, trying to take up some damage, trying to bait out those purifies maybe. Hilda is also there, but then again, they will be looking to take down this Lord unless the side of Team Mighty Minions have something else to say. Meanwhile, just look at Hilda. She might be going in for the back door. Hylos is like the damage coming in right there, and it will be Link securing that Lord. The rest of the team members just taken down. Easy to grab right there. Hylos looking in a very bad shape, and it will be a double kill secured by Pokipine. They are going in for the rest of the kills right there. Hylos and the RWM coming in. It might be our Joy who was taken down by Beatrix.
Oh my God, what a prolonged team fight coming there. That was quite long. But now the inhibitors are going down, the super minions marching in, the Lord already marching down from the bot lane. But the inhibitors are all open. Look
Oh,
at that.
Chilboom will be taken away for that overextension right there, but Granger's damage, and look at Error trying to just go in, trying to lock down onto the base. They really need to take down the Lord, which is actually marching down from the bot lane, and it's kind of a successful defense on the hands of the Mighty Minions.
Oh, that is true. That is true. Team LCF, they are trying to push down that inhibitors even without the minions, which is again a kind of a mistake that is coming in. But the Tigreal moving towards the Lord right now. Look at them.
Okay, they might be planning to just follow it up, try to push a bit more, but then in the top lane, the same goes for a Link. He is the god when it comes to split pushing, just like a Moscow, and they are trying to pressure all the lanes unless our Joy has something else to say. Link going in with the Tempest of Blades, but the dashes are there, it will be a waste. And Hilda will also be there for the support. Meanwhile, the first turret from the bot lane taken down from the hands of LCF.
Okay, okay. Both the teams are trying a lot of team fights. They are forcing them again. But now, onto the side of Team Mighty Minions, the Tigreal is doing absolutely of an hell of an amazing job trying to be there. Oh, wait a minute, look at them.
Okay, it will be one member down right there as the death is announced onto the name by the Death Sonata, and LCF forcing their way in. The bombardment coming from our Beatrix. The revitalize hasn't popped out to give that HP. The feather airstrike, and look at that. The flicker isn't enough as Reactrix will be taken down. Only two members remaining. The implosions, the dashes are not enough. The Tempest of Blade trying to take out some damage, but it will be a double kill secured right there by a Granger. And I think the first game will be going on to the hands of Team LCF.
And with that, the crystal is over. Team LCF with the first point of the day. Now, this is looking great for them. They were heavily playing around that tankiness, the Tigreal, sorry, not the Tigreal, but the Katukata as well as the Hilda. They, being onto the front lane, making sure that Johan is getting farmed up. Look at his KDA 918. He did pick up a Sky Piercer as well. It was a little late, but he did manage to get a few stacks on it.
I mean, true, and then again, I really love how they picked up a high loss as well as the Eve. But I mean, of course, Artigrill did an amazing job. But then again, two of the people you really want to mark down are Johan as well as Peter. They both had those purifies, and actually, the Shinigami actually did a great job trying to cancel out a lot of ults from a Farsa. But then again, the damage from a Granger is something you really do not want to face up. I mean, just look at him. He has um, especially Hylos, he was getting melted down. Even with that revitalize, he did not prioritize the anti-cuirass. It was only the dreadnought armor. And then again, like I mentioned before, Ling needed to wait it out for the team to initiate. But why was he the one initiating in those team fights?
That is true. That is true. Onto the side of Team Mighty Indians, they need someone to actually come up to bait out that purify. If they did it, they would have, successfully collapsed Team LCF. But it's okay. They could cover it up into the second match since this is going to be the best of three. And we'll be right back after a short break.